All right, because of our time. On the security front, with reports that over 7,000 Nigerians are currently being held in terrorist camps, the pressure on General Christopher Musa, now at the helm of defense, is enormous. How do you assess the magnitude of this humanitarian security crisis, and what immediate structural and strategic challenges lie ahead of him?
I pity General Christopher Musa. He's my friend. I remember when I went on Journalist Hangout and I nominated 4 service chiefs to the president. Nominated them. General Musa and General Lagbaja were among the 4 persons that I nominated. I also nominated General Ezugu, a former theater commander of the Operation Adenkai, who built that giant Nigerian-made mine resistance and ambush protected vehicle. He's a Nigerian hero, no doubt about it, General Ezugu. I also nominated the corps commander of the elite armored corps of the Nigerian Army. In the end, the president picked 2 of them because I made sure that I sent that the nominees, their names, to somebody very close to the president. And once that person saw General Lagwaja, he said, no, the president has made up his mind about this because he once knew him. He knew him when he was in Lagos. So I am happy to say that was one of the people that I publicly nominated on Journalist Hangout, and he has impressed me. And I'm happy that many Nigerians also respect the work that he has done. But he's becoming defense minister at a very critical phase in our nation's history. More than 7,000 people in the den of bandits and terrorists. Most of them children, women, traditional rulers. They are still there. And some of them are there despite the fact that they paid hefty ransom. While they are still being kept, only the bandits can explain. We have IDP camps across our country due to insecurity. People can't return to their ancestral homes. You go to Benue, 4 local governments. 4 local governments in Benue are being harassed, being terrorized by bandits, by terrorists. General Musa and his team must do something about it. The people in the IDP camps, they are not happy that they are being fed rations that are barely enough. Some have been in IDP camp for up to 4 years. If you recall the documentaries that I did in Benue State, some have been in IDP camp for up to since 2018. That's more than 5 years, 6 years in IDP camp. Nobody wants to go through that kind of life. Some children were born there, began to go to school, those IDP camps. General Musa has said that Nigerians, the shedding of innocent blood must stop. It's good to hear him speak about such things, but he has to come up with the right strategy. The president has said that we need to recruit into the army, into the armed forces generally, and the police. That has to be done quickly. Because even when we take over areas that bandits used to control, we have to put boots on ground. We have to secure those areas. Look at a state like Sokoto. More than 10 local governments, bandits are very active. There are no less than 500 people being held captive by bandits in Sokoto State alone. As we speak, at least 339 people picked up in Niger, that's St. Mary's Primary School, Papiri. They are still in captivity. 315 of them, 239 of them are nursery primary school kids. You can imagine how young they will be. 50 escaped out of the 315 actually, so, but we still have no less than 269 of them in captivity. 14 of them are secondary school students, while 14 are teaching staff of the school. The longer those people stay in detention, the greater detention and pressure that General Musa will face, because this is such a large number. And because they are kids, they are young people, Nigerians don't want them to stay for too long where they are. As I've said earlier, more than 500 people are in captivity in Sokoto alone. Local governments like Tureta, Goronyo, Wuruno, Rabba, by the way, is the local government of the former premier of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello. Dengeshuni, Tangaza, Gudu, and Binji are amongst the local governments in Sokoto State where bandits are running riots, they are running rampant. In Zamfara State, which is the headquarters of banditry in our country, there are up to 6,000 people, in the hands of bandits. Bandits are believed to have more than 100 terror camps in Zamfara State alone. Sometimes when people are kidnapped in Niger, they take them to Zamfara. When they are kidnapped in Kaduna, they end up in Zamfara. When they are kidnapped in Katsina, they end up in Zamfara. Those students of government science secondary school, Kankara, that were kidnapped some years back, they ended up in Zamfara. Quranic pupils of Quranic school that were kidnapped in Tegina, in Niger State, they ended up in Zamfara. So the point that I'm making is, we already know where we are facing so much problems from these bandits. Kwara, lately. Kano, we are beginning to see banditry in Kano. For more than 8 years, we didn't really see pressure from banditry, by way of banditry from Kano. Kano was safe. But lately, in communities bordering Katsina State, we are seeing bandits making incursions into Kano. And this has to stop. So one of the things that the general has to do is to make sure that we make these recruitments.
Yeah.
As I said on Journalist Hangout, we have less than 60,000 civil defense operatives, and only about half of them have guns. We need to buy guns for our civil defense operatives. We need to recruit. This is the time. We have no choice now.
Yeah.
The president has declared an emergency of security, and he has to roll out the funds now for us to buy equipment, for us to train our personnel, for us to recruit into all the armed forces. Even civilian JTF, We need to recruit. We need to recruit into, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We need to also recruit into the forest rangers, because the president has said that we need those forest rangers to secure our forests. Now is the time to make that recruitment happen. I don't understand the delay. How do you announce that you want to do something and it's taking eternity for it to happen? Those forest rangers, they are training, they've been trained. I understand that they've been trained. Now is the time for us to unleash them. Now is the time for state police, for us to expedite action on state police. All we need to do is increase our capacity to defend our people. It's very crucial. No matter the strategy that you have, you need men. We are under policed as a country. Brian, we are under policed, thoroughly under policed. We don't also have enough soldiers. So something has to be done. If the defense minister can expedite that, that will be the first step towards defeating banditry in our country, towards defeating terrorism, and people will begin to see the impact.
That's right. Nelson Adufe says President Tinubu should be applauded for General Musa, who is capable of the job, than just someone who will occupy space and things kept going wrong. The terrorists are on the run now. At mentioned Musa. Okay, let me get that. Yeah, I also have the comments coming from what's his name? Right. You also have the comments coming from Bilkis Adamu saying that if anyone can reorganize our military response, it's Christopher Musa. His track record in the Northeast speaks for itself. Chinedu Ogbona says, we've tried politicians, maybe letting a professional soldier lead the fight will finally bring results. Rita Wunkeye says, we have had tough talk before. No ransom, no negotiation. But where is the plan for the lives already trapped in these camps? And Dan Lamy Usman says, more than 7,000 captives and government still speaks in press statements. Musa's challenge isn't strategy, it's political will. Miriam Sadiq says, my cousin has been missing for 2 years. I just pray Musa remembers that behind every statistic is a real family waiting. Benjamin Obasoje says, 7,000 Nigerians in captivity and yet life continues like it's normal. We have been numb. Musa must break this cycle. Because of our time, we're actually out of time. Let me quickly squeeze in this question. I hope you'll be able to answer these in about 2 minutes or less, if you can. During the screening, General Christopher Musa declared that there should be no negotiation, no ransom payments to terrorists, advocating for tougher legal and enforcement approaches and unified national data systems, linking identity, banking, and security. From a legal and practical standpoint, how feasible is no ransom policy in a context where many victims are civilians, sometimes from poor communities, and given Nigeria's history of ransom-oriented releases? Very quickly.
No, I don't think that can work for now. I don't think when you are helpless and you love that member of your family who has been kidnapped, you love them so much, you are going to pay ransom. You are going to pay ransom. I can tell you that even soldiers, when they kidnap their men or their officers, when bandits kidnap their officers, they end up paying ransom. When they kidnapped the former DG of NYC, a major general, yes, I think a brigadier general, Siga. If we investigate, you discover the ransom was paid. If they pick a general today and they cannot locate the whereabouts, they will talk to those bandits. They will find a way to reach the bandits. I do not like it, but it's an unfortunate situation that we can't avoid. In fact, most times the bandits will tell you, don't bring in the police. If you talk to the police, we'll kill the captive. So and the people don't want their relations killed. So they will do everything that the captor says. It's not that Nigerians are happy to pay ransom. Some who sold their houses when those university students in Kaduna were kidnapped. Some parents sold their houses. They sold their houses. All that they had, they sold. So they are not happy to do that. These boys will sometimes show videos of them flogging the captives as a way of pushing you to take a decision quickly to pay ransom. So our generals can say all kinds of things, but when push comes to shove, people will pay ransom. The solution is to defeat these guys. We know where they are. Let's go after them. Let's take out the threat that they represent. If we can defeat them, if we can crush them, then there will be no need for people to even get kidnapped and to pay ransom in the first place. But if they continue to run riots and you are desperate to have the people that they've kidnapped back, you will do extreme things. You will take extreme measures, including paying ransom. So this is the thing. And that's why it's such a big industry in our country. Because we've not found a way to stop it. As long as these guys remain with us and they are able to kidnap people at every turn, ransom will be paid.
Right. Well,
and let me just chip in, because I know we are running late. In most cases, in fact, I can say in nearly all cases, they don't even use the banks. So talking about tracing terror funds and all that, I don't know. They don't even use the banks. They collect cash. In most cases, they say, in some cases, they say, go and bring dollars. The train passengers in Abuja, they were made to pay in dollars. They were made to pay in dollars, and some paid as much as 100 million per person. So this is the thing, the matter of ransom. So I know that it's been criminalized, but look, what is the point in coming up with a law that you cannot even enforce? What is the point?
Well, clearly we are not out of the woods yet. Evangelist Julius Omoribe says, I love your submission, BKO. Bio Bay says it's in a very long time, at least 80% of Nigerians agreed with the appointment of Musa. Well, that's our show for today's edition of Issues with Jide. Special thanks to you, Baba Jide Kolade Otoju, for those insightful analyses as always.
Thank you, Ibrahim. So a big thank you to our viewers. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for standing by us. Nigeria will be great in our time, and we shall defeat banditry by God's grace.